Hi, Gina with today's thoughts. And today one thing I'll be doing is announcing a change to this vlog, a slight change. You may already have noticed it, but I mainly the reason for the change was inspired by a comment from a commenter, one of the visitors to the site. And today I'm going to take time away from my usual discussion to reply to that commenter and actually to comment to all of you. As I've said in the past, I generally try not to reply to commenters. I sometimes, as I did recently, fall off the wagon and reply to somebody, to some commenters on a particular subject. In the comments, I'll write a comment, sometimes just to thank people. I rarely reply as I'm doing now in the vlog, but sometimes somebody raises an interesting issue that I think would be of interest to more people, to a lot of you, and then I address it. And that's what I'm going to do today. I'm going to, let's go right to the comment, because I get this occasionally, and I've replied with written comments, but I want to talk about it in a little bit of detail today. I guess you could call it begging for sympathy in a way, but here's the comment. It comes from Klaus Van Manen 8214. I hope I'm pronouncing that right, but who knows, right? So putting up the comment, and here it is. Please write yourself a script next time you make a video. You will be able to speak full sentences and in general be much more clear to your viewers. Right now you're going all over the place, not finishing your lines, not making clear where this will be going. You would also be able to get your message across in much less time. I experienced your video as a lot of chaos, and of course I didn't watch it to the end because it was cumbersome and tiring to try to follow you. Okay, so first of all, the second, I'm sure it's just a typo. Please write yourself a script. So obviously that's not how he meant to spell it. So anyways, tiny error, but I pointed it out. I'm just putting up the comment the way the commenter meant it. But I do want to talk about it because I do get this comment occasionally from more than just this one person. So I want to address it. First of all, he has a good point. He has a good point. And what I'm going to do today is explain why my vlogs sometimes seem so scattered. And there's two factors, time and money, as it is in most, plus he mentions chaos. Well, that's my life too. It's not just these vlogs. So but time and money is that I don't have time and I don't have money, very little of each. And I don't, the time part, the money part, we'll start with the time part, because the time part is the time that I have to do a vlog. Now, I'm jealous. I see all these other vloggers, and they have introductory music, and they have fancy graphics, and that comes from time. The time it takes to record the video and the time it takes to edit, which means they have time. And the reason, this is the money part, is either they're wealthy or they have a lot of time on their hands, or a combination of the two, or they're making money from the vlog and it pays them. They're getting paid by visits to the vlog and the advertisement on the vlog, the ads on the vlog, that it makes financial sense. I am not in any of those situations. So first of all, taking time, I am semi-retired, but semi-retired is not the same as retired. I am a licensed real estate broker in New York City, and I spend a large part of my day doing real estate. A lot of scouting these days, scouting for locations on the internet, and then sending listings, asking for information, because they send you these flyers with information about the space, everything except the rent. So the asking rent. So I always have to email the broker, almost always have to email the broker and say, what's the asking rent? Because they don't want to have to redo markets change, they don't have to redo the flyer every time. So they just don't put the rent in there. So, which is understandable, but it takes time to do all that. I spend several hours a day, plus a bigger priority than these vlogs. I'm a musician, and I write songs. So I write and I record them in my home studio, and I put them on the internet, on Spotify and SoundCloud. Look me up, Eugene Allen Schwimmer, and if you want to hear my music. But the point is that takes time to record, to write a song, to record it, to then mix it, put it on the internet, and then to promote it, to try to get attention to the song. So that takes time. And then, well, just basically, I don't have time to do a complete vlog. But what happened, in fact, I went a long time without doing vlogs at all. But what happens is I follow the news and current events, and I see something, and I guess, well, you see, I'm old enough to be an old man, shouting at the clouds, old man shouting at the clouds. But I figure, as long as I'm going to shout at the clouds, why not put it on the, record the shouting at the clouds, which is basically what I do, okay, I frankly admit it, and then shout at the clouds and put it, put it on the internet, and people can see my shouting, and they can shout back at me if they want, or maybe they'll agree with me, or disagree, whatever. So that's what I do. But now the time factor, so the way I record is such as this one that you're watching right now. Now this one is just me talking. This is the simplest one to do. So this is my working day. It's what time right now? It's about noon, a little after noon. Okay, so like a lunch hour, taking a little time, and I'm taking the time I'm taking to record this, because there is, and post it, is a time basically that you're seeing. So when I get done talking, I'm immediately going to load download from my cell phone. I record this. I don't set up cameras or anything, just my cell phone, little plastic tripod, right on my desk where I work in my home office. You look behind me, those are my those are shelves with stuff on it. It's my home office, one of the rooms in my home. So I record, and then as soon as I hit that stop button, I load it into my computer, and then I open up Premiere Pro. That's my editing program. I stick it in there, and transfer it into Premiere Pro, cut off the beginning, cut off the end, and export it, and then immediately upload it to the internet, and on with my working day. So the point is that I read or see some news item, or I have a thought, thoughts that come to me, and that's what I do. I just try to say, it happens to you all the time. You're during the day, and you hear something. Oh, that idiot politician, why did he do this? You should do this, that, or the other thing, blah, 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 and you think it. So I have the same thoughts, only the difference, I just record it. And just as you do, a little stream of conscious while you're doing stream of consciousness while you're doing other things, and that while you're driving or whatever. And that's all I do. I put it up and I just talk. I turn it on and I just talk for usually 10 to 20, about 10 minutes. I try to keep it to, sometimes shorter, sometimes I'll go even as long as a half hour, but I just talk till I want to talk, and then I stop, and then I upload it to the internet immediately. I put it on the editing software. There's nothing to edit in this case, and then I open up YouTube Studio, and then I click the upload button, and I go back to my working day while it just uploads all by itself. Okay, that's how I do these. Now sometimes I'll see an article and I'll want to include the title of the article, or I want to quote from the article. So I open I go to the article on the internet, and then I take the snipping tool and I snip it, and I put it into Microsoft Word, the title, the image, the logo for the news source, and then I use the snipping tool again to outline that whole thing, and then I just save it onto the computer to upload to the internet. And what I do is I'll just record, and I have these things, and sometimes I'm going to quote, and what I'll do is this, okay? I'll be talking, and then I reach a point and say, I just saw this article, and let me put up the headline, and then I go like this. You see that? And I stop talking. So when I open up I load the audio file into the editing software, I can visually see a space where there's no sound. And my hands are like this, and I know that is the place to insert the image of the article, or sometimes it's a video. It's somebody said something on TikTok or whatever, or from a news program. Same thing. I'll say, okay, and here's the president, and here's he just said this today. Well, let's look at the video. I do that. Silence. Put my hands on, and I know where to insert the video, and then. At the end of the day, I cut off the beginning and the end. The only other thing I do is with my videos, because to match the audio levels, I'll raise the audio level of what I'm saying now, because I'm several feet from the camera, and then I'll match the audio of any videos that I'm inserting, so that you don't get a big jump in the audio. Plus, I used to get complaints in the past. I used to talk like this and then edit the videos and take out the uhs and the ands and the pauses and the little digressions. And I got a lot of complaints about jump cuts, that you have a jump cut every few seconds. Is driving me crazy. So that's why these videos are the way they are. All right. So in a way, I apologize for the inconvenience. I know that it's hard to I understand if you don't want to watch the whole thing. I understand perfectly. That's why I try to keep them down to 10 minutes and hope that in the 21st century, there are at least some people that can have attention spans to watch something for 10 minutes. Apparently, I could be wrong in some cases. You younger people may be brought up on MTV. But the other part, now this is the part, well, the other part is money. But before I get to that, just one thing. Well, let's talk about the money. So the other part is the money. Now you see these other videos that have, such as these cooking videos, they have a new shot every day of the music and somebody talking. Either you're watching them or it's in a voiceover narrator, and the shot close-ups and distance shots and angle shots, and it just changes every few seconds. So they've obviously got 2 or 3 cameras set up there to record. One, I don't have 2 or 3 cameras, okay? So this is a cell phone. That's number one. Number two is they have ads. That's the point. These are popular. If it's a popular channel, there are ads on it, and they get paid for the ads, and so they're being compensated for their time. I am not in that situation. I don't understand it, to be honest. I got a new subscriber today. Thank you, new subscriber. So I'm up to 864 subscribers. So you would think I would have 864 visits every day to every one of my vlogs, that they would come, and even if they didn't like, maybe they would turn it off after the first minute or even 30 seconds or whatever. But since they subscribe, that they would come. That doesn't happen. Sometimes I'll get 2,000, 3,000 views on a particular vlog, video. Other times I'll get like 5, which I don't understand. But the point is, there's a YouTube, if you didn't know, they have a requirement to monetize your videos, and you need 1,000 subscribers, which I don't have. So, all right, so I'm short. And 864, so I got to work up to 1,000 subscribers. And then I need 4,000 hours of watch time over the previous 12-month over a 12-month period. So you can imagine how many visitors I need, if you're talking about 10-minute videos, to get 4,000 hours. And it looks like people go back and watch my old videos, so I'm starting to get to that point. My last month, I got enough views that if I could get that every month for the next 11 months, then I'll have enough to monetize, and then I just need 1,000 subscribers. And what's really frustrating to me is you may be seeing ads. That surprised me. I went to look at, I don't know if it's every video, but I went to look at one of my videos for reference, and I saw an ad in front of it. So apparently, at least sometimes, YouTube is putting ads on my videos. But I don't get a penny for it. I get no money for it. So that's the situation. It's time and money. I have a desire to visit with all of you. I don't have the time. So basically, I turn on the camera, I talk, whatever I do. I try to be concise, but I do not, I don't have time to write a script, that's for sure. And because that would take an hour, 2 hours, maybe more, to sit down at night and write a script. And these are recorded the day before you see them. So if you have a breaking news event, I mean, it's hard to keep timely. It's bad enough that you have to wait a day to hear me on an event. I have to talk about something that happened 24 hours before you're seeing it, if not more. So that is a problem. So I just talk from the beginning to the end. I do not stop, and I do not repeat anything unless it's absolutely necessary, because I don't want that jump cut, because I'll get complaints about that. So, and I don't have time to do multiple takes of an entire video, and I'm not, I guess I could set up another camera and then have two different angles, and every time I screw up when I'm talking, I could cut it and then put the other, but then you can have constant camera changes, which is okay if you're watching a cooking video and you're seeing shots of these beauty shots of the food, and putting this ingredient in and then sticking it in the oven or whatever. But it's just me talking. You'll go crazy if you just suddenly see me, I'm like this, then I'm like this, and I'm far away, then I'm far away, then I'm close. You'll go crazy. Trust me on that. So now we get to the end part. If you stayed this far, and maybe you didn't, and I understand perfectly. But if you did, how you can help. And it's very simple. Subscribe. Number one, subscribe to this video, to my channel, so that I can get that 1,000 subscribers, so I can start that and then watch the videos. As I said, sometimes I only get 5 videos. If all 800 of you, 864 so far, watch every video, then I can reach my goal of 4,000 hours of view time, which is the other requirement to monetize. So you can help if these videos are driving you crazy sometimes. Well, you can help. Just subscribe and watch the videos. I know it's hard if they seem scattered, but that's a situation that I am in. I cannot, I just don't have the time, okay, to make a great video. I just express my thoughts, and that's the last point now, if you stuck around this far, in response to the commenter who again said, let me just read from here, because it takes, well, right now you're going all over the place, not finishing your lines, not making clear where this will be going. And I think because it's Gene's thought, geopolitical thought for the day, and you're saying, why is he taking so long to get to the thought? So I made a little change. You may have noticed in the title, and when I started in the beginning, I renamed the channel. It is now Gene's Geopolitical Thoughts, plural, for the day. So now there is no, that criticism is now gone about me getting to a point, because there is not a point. It is my thoughts, plural. It could be ones on a particular day, but generally thoughts. And you are watching, if you're visiting this channel, and I really appreciate it, it's not to hear about this particular subject. It's just like if you turn on Joe Rogan. I don't have time to listen to Joe Rogan. I can't concentrate and have him in the background. But if you're watching, say, the Joe Rogan show, you don't always know what he's going to talk about. You're turning it on to hear Joe Rogan and to hear his interviews and to be entertained. And you are there. The point is, you are there for him, not a particular subject. And that is what I'm aiming at. That is the goal of this video, that you tune in or visit the channel every day to hear my thoughts, and not to be concerned about when I get to a thought that's mentioned in the title. I may end up not well, I always get to the main thought, but you are here to hear me, and it's just like anything else where, let's say you have a TV show and say, my blah, 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 special guest so-and-so, and the special guest comes at the end, so that you're watching the whole show to get to the special guest at the end. So that is a situation too. So there we go. I talked quite a bit today, but I did it because I get these comments all the time, and I want people to be, now when I get that comment, I will say, I want to save the link to this vlog, and I will say, I discussed this matter in detail. You have a point, I discussed it in detail, or I did in a previous vlog. Here is the link, and then people who contact me can go visit the link and get a full explanation. So there you go. Thanks for stopping by. Your comments are welcome, as always, in the comment section below the video, and they can be as long as you want, by the way. And share this video with anyone you think would benefit from it. But most of all, come back and see me again. I would love to see all of you again. And until I do see all of you again, bye.